Everyone, welcome back to Fast Stock Market News, where I give you all the news as fast as I can. Today in the stock market, it was a great green day. It kind of had a bit of a sour taste at the end based on the earnings reports from Amazon and Apple, but I'll get to that in a second. Let's take a look at and see how the markets did. So you can see S&P 500 finished up 2.47% in the green. The Dow finished up 1.85% in the green, and the Nasdaq had a nice big rebound, finishing up 3.06% in the green. So why do I say it was a bit of a sour taste at the end? If you guys saw my previous video, I did mention how this week was going to be a big move in the stock market because Amazon, Apple, and all the FANG stocks, with the exception of Netflix, was going to report. And one of the big reasons that the market actually moved at the end, and I mentioned that it had a bit of a sour taste, was because one of the big movers was Amazon, and Amazon absolutely tanked after hours. And if you started to see your portfolio, you might have noticed that during the after hours, a lot of the gains that you got were going away. And because as I mentioned in the video, Amazon and Apple moved the entire market, along with Google and also what's the other one? Google and Microsoft, sorry. They have a tendency of moving the markets because they have such a massive market cap worth trillions, all four companies combined. And the big reason that Amazon actually went down in the after hours is because actually of their stake in Rivian. If you guys don't know, Rivian IPO'd last year, and it just so happens that Amazon owns a significant portion of Rivian shares. So Amazon, as it stands right now, I believe should be here, owns about 158 million shares of Rivian. And at the time, last year, before this massive recession, or I should say this correction or bear market we were in, the shares were actually up significantly. Rivian's holdings became publicly traded entity in November, and shares ended the year at $104, which is huge, right? And up more than $70 from where Amazon had actually got the price. However, today, Rivian, the stock closed the first quarter at $50.24. So because of that, Amazon had to generated a $7.6 billion quarterly loss. That's huge. Not only did it affect Amazon, it actually also affected Ford, but not to the extent that it was affecting Amazon. Another big reason that the markets kind of moved at the end, and this one was a little bit confusing. You can understand Amazon because they did not completely hit their numbers and they had big losses. And then we have Apple, who reported another great quarter. Once again, Apple was in the price action after hours. That's so unusual, and at this point, you will literally lose all your hair trying to figure it out. So Apple pretty much hit on everything on the EPS, and they also hit all the revenue and iPhone sales, and their services are up at an all-time high right now. So this was as good a quarter as any company in the world can have, considering the supply chain restraints, the China lockdowns, the Russia-Ukraine war. They pretty much hit on everything that all the Wall Street estimates that were given to them. But somehow at after hours, they were going up, and then of course it tanks like an hour later. It's just the kind of environment we're in right now, guys. In this market, if you don't hit your numbers, if you're off by a little, especially if you're a big company that is basically seen as like the stock market itself, much like Apple, Amazon, Netflix, that a lot of hedge fund managers are invested in, you will get absolutely annihilated. Case in point, the Amazon share price. But even if you're Apple, and Apple's seen as probably the safe haven for a lot of hedge fund managers, you'll still like lose market cap regardless. You need to be right on point with all your numbers. Like I said, Apple had another great quarter, posted $97.3 billion revenue. They were up 9% over year to year. I mean, even crazier that Apple went down, absolutely outrageous, is not only that, but they also increased the dividend. They increased it by 5%. And on top of that, they're going to do a $90 billion share repurchase. They're going to rebuy their stocks $90 billion worth. And yet it still tanks. So, I mean, I don't know if the only thing that could cause Apple stock to go up is if, I don't know, Tim Cook said he's going to give every single shareholder an iPhone, because this is absolutely outrageous. I've never seen a market like this in my entire life, but it is what it is, guys. That's kind of like the biggest news I want to report for today. And thanks again, guys, for watching. And if you enjoyed the video, consider subscribing. Take care. Thanks again everyone for watching Fast Stock Market News. If you enjoyed the video, consider subscribing, commenting, or liking the video. I would greatly appreciate it. My name is Gio, and I'll see you tomorrow, guys. Take care.